Hey everybody, welcome back to JT Channel, and as of when this video goes out, happy Royal Rumble Day. Very excited. Royal Rumble will be in just a couple of hours after I schedule this video to go out. And right before we get to the Royal Rumble, I thought it'd be kind of fun to do a video where I tell you a few things that I do and a few things that I don't want to happen at the Royal Rumble. This time of year, this is always stuff that multiple wrestling channels, outlets do, and while I'm not a wrestling channel, I thought this would be fun to do. I want to try new things on the channel, right? That's what we do around here. We try new things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through 5 do's and 5 don'ts for the 2026 Royal Rumble. And yeah, I'm going to go back and forth. That's how we're going to do it. We're going to start with a don't, and then to a do, and then don't do. That way we end on a high note. I think that's a good thing to do it. So let's just jump right in. I guess my first don't is Brock Lesnar. That's it. Just Brock Lesnar. The shot behind me is from the Pat McAfee show where Brock officially announced he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. I don't think he would have been a surprise. I think everyone knew Brock's going to be in the Rumble. He's in all the WrestleMania promotions. He's going to be at WrestleMania. He's going to be at the Rumble. He's probably going to be on Raw or SmackDown, building to whoever he's facing at WrestleMania. It's fine that they had him announce himself on the Pat McAfee show. I just feel like if they hadn't announced him showing up wouldn't have been a surprise. That's just my opinion. What I mean by Brock Lesnar in my don't category is I don't want him to do anything too impressive. I know, again, that sounds stupid. He's Brock Lesnar. It's WWE. What do you want from me? Or what do I want from them, I suppose. But you guys know how I feel about Brock Lesnar in 2026. I didn't really think he should have come back last year. I reacted to it the way everybody did. I don't really think he's worth the time anymore, but he's Brock Lesnar. He's one of the biggest stars WWE's ever had. So I won't argue with him being there. I'm not going to begrudge him a paycheck. We'll talk about the other stuff when the other stuff becomes more prominent again. But I just don't want him to do much. I want him to show up, maybe throw out a couple people. He's going to throw out a couple people. That's always going to happen. But then I want him to just go, right? I want him to be in the Rumble for like 2 minutes. I know this is unrealistic. But there's no reason for Brock Lesnar to have a dominating performance this year. We have Braun Breaker. You have Bronson Reed. You have Gunther. You got Obafemi. You've got all these names that can have dominating performances, that need the dominating performance, that deserve the dominating performance. Brock doesn't need it. He fumbled everything in 2022. It wasn't his fault. The 2020 Rumble was his alma mater. That's the wrong word. It was a great Rumble. I rewatched the 2020 Rumble, and it was fun watching Brock just kind of throw people out. But I don't think he needs to do that this year. He can come in, he can German suplex everybody, suplex city bitch, throw a few people out, maybe even F5 somebody out of the ring, or just launch them. Whee! That'll be fun to see because Brock is unbelievably strong. Maybe even German suplex Bronson Reed or something. Like, I would even be okay with that. See, I'm fine with Brock being in the Rumble, but he shouldn't be in it for super long. And he definitely does not need to win it. That is the biggest one I have for Brock Lesnar. No reason for Brock to win the Rumble. I don't think he's going to. But that is my first don't, is do not give Brock Lesnar too much. He doesn't need it. And at this point in time, with how big and how packed the Rumble is, he doesn't really deserve it. So don't give Brock Lesnar too much this year. Moving on to my first do. Do put Mr. Iguana in the Royal Rumble. Now, I talked about this during my Royal Rumble predictions. I think they should put like 3 or 4 AAA people in there. I even put this on someone else's video, Simon Miller. I'm not going to sit here and... If you watch Simon Miller and you saw his most recent video, you know that he mentions my stuff. And because he had a tweet out there about, what surprises would you like to see in the Rumble and keep them realistic. I've been talking about Mr. Iguana in the Rumble for about a week now. And AAA in the Rumble as well. I put Mr. Iguana here on my list because he's specifically the person I think fans would be most excited to see. But I make an argument for Psycho Clown. I make an argument for Pagano. And I didn't think about this until shortly before I started this video. But maybe there's even a big argument to be made for La Parka. For those of you old fans like me, I need a cane already. You might remember that La Parka was a WCW character for most of his career. Now, I think the original La Parka he's either passed on or he's L.A. Park now. I don't remember. Point is, the La Parka character is something that's been around since like maybe even the 80s. Maybe longer. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But he's someone I remember from when I was a child. The gimmick is still going. Like, the gimmick continues to go. having La Parka in the Royal Rumble would be super cool. It'd probably be like a nostalgic pop. He's never done it before. It's like the character, blah, blah. It's like when Sting came to WWE and they made it all about WCW. Let's never talk about that again. But I'm really excited to see what AAA wrestlers are going to be in there because rumor has it they are looking at the AAA roster. I'm not saying that they're going to put them on there, but like El Grande Americano, the character Ludwig Kaiser in a mask, is super popular in AAA right now. So technically, that's a AAA star. Oh god. But WWE sees him and the Americanos as main roster stars too. So you got to kind of pick and choose, I suppose, which is why I would have Mr. Iguana in this. Again, arguments can be made for other stars, but I do understand that if you take 4 spots up, because I named 4 people, for AAA guys, that's 4 spots for other stars that you can't put in there. We've already got like Javon Evans, Oba Femi, a bunch of other NXT people we're all expecting, Chris Jericho, and so on and so forth. We'll talk about him later. But yeah, my biggest person I think you should bring in from AAA is Mr. Iguana. He was super over instantly, an overnight sensation with the American crowd. I assume the Saudi crowd knows who he is. If you're not sure, you put him out there. You don't be scared. Don't do this tactic where you're like, oh, what if they don't know? You won't know unless you put him out there. If they don't know who he is, then you know not to do that again. So please, for the love of God, put Mr. Iguana and La Yesca in the 2026 Men's Royal Rumble. Next up, as I try to get a decent picture behind me, I want to talk about AJ Styles and Gunther. We'll talk about this match more than once in this video. A don't for WWE at the Royal Rumble is I do not want this match to have a shitty ending. I wish I came up with a better word. I wrote down here bad finish, but I mean a shit finish. I mean a finish that makes everyone just do the face palm to the point where our noses go backwards and turn inside out and upside down. I have a bad feeling. Thanks to somebody else. I watch content and get all the information from other people, see what other people think, then bring you my opinion. And one person said that they had a bad feeling there was going to be a bad finish to this match so that they could keep AJ Styles in WWE. Now, that was like a week or 2 ago, maybe 2 weeks ago now, that they said that. And since then, all the stuff with AJ trademarking his nickname and his logo has come out. And his contract's up on February 1st in WWE. And now there's all this rumor that he's going to be a WWE retirement, but he may go out and wrestle the rest of the year elsewhere. Places like New Japan, TNA, and yes, I'll say it, maybe AEW. A few weeks ago, I would have slapped you, called your mother, and told her to disown you to say AJ Styles is going to AEW when he leaves, if he leaves at the Rumble. But now that all this has come out and I've had some time to really think about it, it's possible, right? Because Ric Flair retired at WrestleMania 24. Never forget that. What did he go on to do? He wrestled for TNA for a few more years. You can argue about that career all you want, that path. Point is, no matter what happens, this is too important of a match to have a bad finish, a stupid finish. I can't think of what a stupid finish would be off the top of my head. Like, Gunther does something really heinous, wins the match, and then Adam Pearce comes out on Raw and reverses the decision and rehires AJ Styles. See how crappy does that sound, right? Don't do something like that. Regardless of who wins or loses, just have a clean finish. Because this is going to be a really good match and it has everybody's attention. So, clean finish. No crap finishes. Okay, back to the positives. My next do for tonight's Royal Rumble is do give this man everything. All of it. You can even give him the Rumble win if you want. Seriously though, I had all those don'ts about Brock Lesnar. Everything I said that I don't want Brock to do, you can go ahead and have Oba Femi do. I am totally fine with that. Oba Femi is like I'm not sure exactly where I left off, but I think Oba Femi needs to have the breakout performance in this Rumble. He needs to eliminate the most amount of people. Should be in double digits. You could have him break the record if you want, but I don't think you have to have him break the record. But, what better way to introduce a new star to the main roster, right? Have him break the record, which I think is 13 from Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman, and then, of course, 12 from Roman Reigns and 11 from Kane. I think that the Braun Strowman one was the greatest Royal Rumble, so you can argue back and forth if that one counts or not. But either way, they announced Oba Femi's in the Rumble, which we all kind of assumed, but it was nice to have the confirmation. And now that he's in it, you need to really push him, right? This is Obafemi. He's one of the most over people when it comes to aura, baby. Again, I've talked about it a bunch of times on the channel. He does that walk, and it's the coolest thing you've ever seen in your entire life. If I do that walk, I look like an absolute moron. He pulls it off, so put him in the Rumble, have him throw out 10 people, and I wouldn't even mind if he won the Rumble. So my next do is give Obafemi a lot in the Rumble, all right? Don't fumble Obafemi. I didn't put that as a don't, and I shouldn't have to. Just don't fumble him. Give him lots. Next up on my don't, as I put a weird picture of Sami Zayn behind me, is do not have anybody interfere in the Sami Zayn-Drew McIntyre match. Now, this is something I've made up in my own head. I don't know why you'd have anybody interfere. Cody, Jacob, they're both in the Rumble. But again, it's WWE. They have so much interference, so much distraction, so much BS in their matches that it's now expected. I expect a world title match to end in shenanigans. There is no reason for shenanigans in Kevin Owens. I don't know why I even said that. Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. I guess Kevin Owens showing up would be cool. But just have them beat each other up. We all know Drew's likely to retain. Again, this is one I kind of made up on my own. I'm like, I want to have 5 on each side. And I'm like, the world title match could have interference. Like Jacob Fatu could interrupt, and then Cody could come out. Which, speaking of, I've already seen the SmackDown results as of me making this video. So there's a lot of Drew, Jacob, and Cody there. Just don't do it. Let Sami and Drew do their thing. Let the Saudi crowd be upset that Sami couldn't do it on his own. No interference in this match. I think it would diminish the match a lot. Especially when you can give Sami a ton and still have Drew walk out the winner. That's just my opinion. Next up on my do's is kind of a stupid one, but hear me out. Do tell plenty of stories in this year's Royal Rumble. Now, I'm not saying there aren't stories in past Rumbles, but again, I wanted to make this an even 5-5 list, and this is what I came up with. The last few Rumbles have been really good with stories, but there's also big lulls in the middle, which happens in every Rumble. There's always points where you're like, oh man, there's just some people in the ring punching each other in the face, aren't there? But this year, I think they have the chance to tell stories almost the entire time, depending on who starts it, who comes out when, how you want to do it. I think the entire vision should be in the ring at the same time, and that's when somebody can come out and start chucking them out. You got to tell stories with Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu. I think they should eliminate each other. I think that would be awesome. Or do the Royal Rumble rule where you don't have to be a participant to eliminate someone. Drew McIntyre can throw them both out. Or Cody can throw out Jacob and then Drew can throw out Cody and then run away. Tell a story with who's left and do it in the women's too. I haven't talked about the women's Rumble much in this video just yet. But that's, again, tell stories. The women's tag teams championship, that's got a lot going on. I assume AJ Lee will be in it, and maybe she'll throw out Becky Lynch, have Maxine Dupree, Natalya, have all of them doing stuff together. Kairi Sane, have Kairi Sane accidentally or on purpose eliminate Asuka. You could do that too. I think that could be a really good story, especially if it's accidentally. If Asuka falls to the floor and Kairi bumps her. So just tell stories in the Royal Rumble matches. That way we know where we're going from here and where we're having WrestleMania. I did the vision behind me because I think they have probably the biggest stories to tell in the Rumble this year. But you can do it in both. Do plenty of stories in both Royal Rumbles. Next up is kind of a selfish one, and I don't care. Don't retire AJ Styles. Again, I'm just making this list for fun. Kind of an extra video, trying something out here on the channel. But when I started to think about it, I was like, I really don't want AJ Styles to retire. I know I spoke about him going to other promotions and just leaving WWE, but I still think there's WWE matches he could have. Do whatever you want, AJ Styles. Not that you're ever going to see this video. I have 163 subscribers and nobody ever watches anything. I'm joking. But I just personally would like AJ Styles to stay in WWE a bit longer. It'd be cool to see him have a WrestleMania match, a good WrestleMania match. Not that they're all bad, but a lot of them were stinkers. Or not as good as they could have been. Let me not say stinkers. They weren't that bad. But put it this way. As a fan, I don't want him to leave yet, but I do understand it from an outside point of view. He's been there 10 years. His contract's coming up. He wants to go do other things, or he just wants to go home with his kids and his family. Whatever works for AJ Styles. Again, this one's kind of silly. It's a fan, personal thing. I'm just not ready for AJ Styles to retire. It's as simple as that, even if it is just from WWE. Next up on my do list is have Chris Jericho return at the Rumble. There's this weird idea out there now that WWE is so aware of us waiting for Chris Jericho that they're going to do a bait and switch and have him come out on Raw. Don't do that. Just have Chris Jericho in the Rumble, have him have a good performance, have him clearly pick somebody that he wants to feud with, have him do the whole countdown thing. In my perfect world, the countdown starts at 10, gets to 6, and then at 5 it switches to the Jericho style countdown. He comes out to Pyro and Judas. That's a perfect world. So whatever happens, I'll be happy if he's there. I'll be happy if we get a regular countdown, break the walls down, and we just move on with our lives. I'm happy to see Chris Jericho back in WWE. I think he did just about all he can do. We're going to have a visitor here. In AEW, I never thought he did anything bad. I know there was the whole Jericho Vortex thing, which they made a story which some people didn't like. Whatever. I love Chris Jericho. I've always loved Chris Jericho. So do put him in the Rumble. Have fun with it. And yeah, I'm excited to see what he does back in WWE. And I don't think it'll be his retirement year. I think he's got a few years left in him. But yeah, I think he'll finish out in WWE. Last, but certainly not least in my don'ts list, is do not have Cody Rhodes win this Royal Rumble. I didn't rank these necessarily like from 5 to 1 because if I was going to rank them, the number one thing I don't want to happen is Brock Lesnar doing a damn thing. But when I thought about it long and hard, giggity, I knew that this was among the big things I didn't want to happen. I think WWE has made up their mind that Cody Rhodes is going to be their new hero. He'll probably win a third Rumble somewhere down the line. He'll be the second person to do it. I don't think he should be. I always thought that should go to Randy Orton. I don't think Orton's got any more Rumble wins in his future. Don't do it this year. I don't think it's Cody's time. I told you earlier in the video, I think him and Jacob Fatu should do something. Eliminate each other. Drew should get involved. Do whatever you want. But Cody Rhodes does not need to win the 2026 Rumble. It's the same kind of concept as the Brock Lesnar thing. It's not him, right? It's not his time. He doesn't deserve to win this Rumble. It's someone else's time. You guys know who I want to win the Men's Rumble. I just think that Cody can have a good showing, beat up Jacob Fatu, maybe be in the ring with a couple people. Probably Roman Reigns. I would have Cody and Roman together in the ring at the same time. That'll get the crowds going nice and hot. Me too. I'll be losing my damn mind. Still love the idea of doing Cody Roman 3 without a belt. I think that'd be awesome. But just don't have him win it, right? He can have his moments. I've talked about stories in this video. But he doesn't need to win this year's Rumble. So that ends the don'ts. Let's end on a high note. And then we go back to the shorts for this one. My very last do and the last thing on this video, number 10, number 1, whatever, is do let Liv Morgan win the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble. I've been talking about this for weeks. I think that she is the top-rated star in both Rumbles. I know that's saying a lot. That's a lot of praise for Liv Morgan. But watch all the fans' reactions to all the Rumble participants and go online, do your research. Everyone is pointed to Liv Morgan. I've watched tons of other videos, tons of other predictions, tons of other, oh, what do you think? Let me see what my fans think stuff. And Liv Morgan is in almost every single one's list to win the Women's Rumble. Nothing against any other picks like Bianca Belair or Rhea Ripley. I've seen people suggest those two. I've seen people suggest Charlotte, who shouldn't win a back-to-back Rumble in my opinion. I've seen lots of suggestions, lots of good ideas, but Liv Morgan absolutely deserves to and needs to win the Women's Royal Rumble. I've got what I come up with 5 picks to win the men's that I'm okay with. It's like Gunther, Roman, Braun, Finn Balor has come up recently, LA Knight, Sami Zayn. I could go on for ages. Gunther's my main pick. But Liv Morgan, top. Just Liv Morgan, and then some people are saying Bianca Belair. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. That's it. Those are 5 do's and 5 don'ts for the... I'm so sorry. This video is complete chaos. Kind of feels like the old days of the channel, in my opinion. But those are the do's and don'ts for the 2026 Royal Rumble. I know, just a little fun little video we did here. So, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave comments. What do you want to see? What do you not want to see in the 2026 Royal Rumble? Really weird still that people are really against Sami Zayn all of a sudden. It's the weirdest thing in the entire world. I will be back for the review potentially tomorrow after the show goes off the air. If not, it'll be on Sunday for sure. I was thinking about doing a live stream. I'm only telling you I'm thinking about it. but I just don't think my phone has that kind of capacity. So someday we'll get live streams on the channel. But until next time, enjoy the Royal Rumble tonight, because I'm releasing the video on Saturday morning. And until then, whatever, outro. This is JT Channel. I am JT, and I will see you in the next one.